Wileaydus Autolycus. Wileaydus Autolycus is a cosmic Ghost Rider from the 31st century who roams space hunting cultists. Introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy number 12, he uses standard Ghost Rider powers, Hellfire, Penance Stare, and Enhanced Durability. Though dedicated and grim, he's had little panel time and very few major battles. His story remains underdeveloped, and his power level seems limited to standard vengeance duties. But before we explain every one of the most powerful Ghost Rider variants ranked, a real quick ask that if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button now. It's one small click for you, but a huge deal for us. Thanks. Goose Rider. Goose Rider is a parody from the What the number 13, similar to Spider-Ham. He's a cartoon goose with full Ghost Rider powers and the ability to break the laws of physics. He summons demons of heck, drops anvils, and exists in a comedic over-the-top realm. While technically overpowered in his universe, his comedic tone removes any real threat. He's immortal and absurdly powerful, but not seriously treated in canon. He's fun and unpredictable, but in a true ranking of destructive force, Goose Rider is a cosmic joke more than a Ghost Rider threat. Ghost Hammer. Ghost Hammer is a fusion of Thor, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Ghost Rider from Warp World. As a king, genius, god, and demon in one, he wielded Mjolniron, a magical tech hybrid weapon. While he had access to lightning, hellfire, and armor-based strength, his appearances were limited. He debuted during Secret Warps, a fun but experimental arc. Despite his immense potential, Ghost Hammer hasn't been seen again or tested in serious combat. His mix of traits gives him power on paper, but until proven in action, he remains one of the weaker entries, kind of by default. Speed Demon. Speed Demon is a fusion of Ghost Rider and the Flash from the Amalgam universe. As Blaze Allen, he combined Hellfire powers with lightning-fast speed, allowing him to burn through dimensions and strike with insane force. Inspired by Etrigan the Demon, this rider had more of a magical DC twist than a traditional Marvel feel. Though visually striking, Speed Demon's story was short-lived and played more for novelty than lore expansion. Ghost Spider. In a strange alternate universe, Peter Parker died and returned from hell as Ghost Spider, combining Spider-Man's agility with the spirit of vengeance. He gained blue Hellfire powers and absorbed variants of himself across realities, even defeating cosmic threats like Galactus. However, his rise ended in failure. His power-draining machine backfired and his strength collapsed. Though Bruce Banner later revived him, his inconsistency and over-reliance on stolen power places him lower in the ranks. He's intriguing but unstable and dependent on tech rather than raw spirit-driven strength. The Ghost Riders. In the Old Man Logan universe, a gang of bikers called the Ghost Riders split the spirit of vengeance across their motorcycles, giving them access to flaming bikes, but not full rider powers. They fought Logan without much success and were ultimately taken out by Hawkeye. Though their flaming cycles held symbolic weight, the gang lacked individual strength, mystical presence, or core abilities like the Penance Stare. As a collective, they reflect Ghost Rider's legacy, but without the spirit's full force, they're mostly background characters riding on borrowed flame. World War II Ghost Riders. This group of Ghost Riders fought Nazis in a flaming tank called Tank 666 during World War II. They blasted enemies with hellfire shells and joined other supernatural forces in battle. Despite their teamwork and vehicle-based destruction, none of them individually stood out in terms of strength or feats. Their combined might was more symbolic than really devastating. They never showcased the raw supernatural power seen in solo riders, and their presence faded quickly in the Marvel timeline. Shark Rider. Shark Rider might be the most metal and mysterious Ghost Rider ever created. Seen briefly in a vision, this unnamed spirit of vengeance rides an actual shark instead of a hell cycle. While no origin or backstory exists, it's assumed he holds standard Ghost Rider powers, Hellfire, Enhanced Strength, and the Penance Stare. His appearance is pure spectacle, not substance. With no battles or confirmed feats, he remains a visual icon more than a force to be feared. Parker Robbins. Parker Robbins, also known as the Hood, gained immense mystical powers from a demonic cloak and magical pistols. When he bonded with Zarathos, he briefly became a Ghost Rider. Already skilled in dark magic and manipulation, his Ghost Rider transformation added Hellfire to his usual arsenal. Despite his dangerous magical background, Parker's time as Ghost Rider is still new and mostly unexplored. His power level is promising but unproven. He's more of a future threat than a current powerhouse, sitting lower on the list due to limited feats and inconsistent control over the spirit of vengeance. Auto Blaze. In an alternate universe, Dr. Octopus became Ghost Rider, emerging as the cunning and dangerous Auto Blaze. With all the standard Ghost Rider powers of Hellfire, Penance Stare, and Durability, he added his own twist by building 4 robotic, Hellfire-fueled arms resembling his original tentacles. His intellect made him unpredictable, capable of re-engineering his power in sinister ways. Though not as physically dominant as others, Auto's threat lies in what he could become if given time. Auto Blaze is more of a strategic wildcard than a cosmic-level rider. Caleb. Caleb rose from the grave as a Ghost Rider after his family was brutally murdered, becoming a relentless force of vengeance in Ghost Rider Trail of Tears. As a former slave turned supernatural avenger, Caleb rode a flaming horse and could use hellfire to pass between dimensions. He even possessed corpses to communicate with the living. Though his story is emotionally powerful, his overall feats are limited in scope. He showed terrifying focus and resolve, but without world-shaking battles or high-tier combat feats, he remains a mid-tier rider driven by raw justice. Uncle Sal. Uncle Sal was a World War I soldier turned Ghost Rider whose spirit lives on through his hellfire-powered motorcycle. Though featured in only a few comics, Sal made a major impact with one moment, firing a hellfire bazooka strong enough to knock down the Hulk. That feat alone proves he was far from ordinary. His role was to protect a child important to the future, adding mystique to his brief appearance. While not widely known, Uncle Sal's surprising firepower and lingering spirit presence earned him a solid place among the lesser explored but powerful riders. Naomi Kale. Naomi Kale, mother to Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch, briefly carried the spirit of vengeance and wielded the Medallion of Power. She used her inherited strength to protect her family and make a final stand against Mephisto. Her abilities were never fully explored, but she showed clear resistance to dark forces and the ability to summon hellfire. Naomi's significance lies more in her role within the Ghost Rider legacy than in her actual power. She ensured the bloodline continued, sacrificing herself in the process. Though not a powerhouse, her spiritual strength and maternal legacy remain vital. Baron Skullfire. Baron Skullfire commanded the Phantom Riders in the Congo and fought valiantly against Zadkiel's army. With standard Ghost Rider abilities, his strength was less about raw power and more about leadership and influence. Riding a rhinoceros and wielding a cane, he led a resistance of supernatural warriors. Despite his efforts, he was defeated and later resurrected as a spirit soldier. While respected among minor Ghost Riders, his individual power is modest. He holds a place in Ghost Rider history more for his tactical leadership than for unmatched strength or supernatural dominance. Kowalski. Deputy Kowalski briefly possessed a fragment of Ghost Rider's essence after shooting Johnny Blaze with a cursed shotgun. He gained access to basic Ghost Rider abilities like Hellfire, Enhanced Strength, and Supernatural Durability. However, his transformation took a dark turn when he became the Spirit of Pollution, a corrupted version of the Ghost Rider. His version of the Penance Stare fed on environmental decay and moral rot. Though unique, Kowalski never reached the full potential of a true Ghost Rider and lacked the control and strength seen in primary hosts. His threat level remains limited, but kinda disturbing. Phantom Rider. Carter Slade, later called Phantom Rider, was Marvel's earliest rider-like figure. Though not bonded with the spirit of vengeance, he wielded mystic flames, a spectral horse, and had an extended lifespan. He fought criminals in the Old West and inspired future Ghost Riders. His powers were much more limited compared to the likes of Blaze or Reyes, relying more on spiritual presence than hellfire attacks. Despite his historical value, his strength ranks low due to his lack of core rider powers like the Penance Stare or hellfire manipulation. Michael Battolino. Michael Battolino, also known as Vengeance, is not a Ghost Rider in the traditional sense, but is nearly as powerful. After a tragedy caused by Mephisto, Michael made his own deal and gained abilities nearly identical to Ghost Rider's, including Hellfire Projection and Enhanced Durability. Driven by rage rather than righteous vengeance, Vengeance was a more violent, less restrained anti-hero. While his power levels matched Blaze in some battles, he lacked the same spiritual depth and connection to the spirit of vengeance. Still, his brutal style and resistance to death made him a deadly force in his own right. Kushala. Kushala, the Demon Rider, blends the spirit of vengeance with magical mastery. An Apache woman who bonded with a spirit during a massacre, she expanded her powers by studying magic across the world. She eventually became the Sorcerer Supreme of her time, granting her spellcasting, dimensional awareness, and mystical resistance. In battle, she could wield hellfire, cast powerful rituals, and ride a blazing horse. Unlike others who relied solely on vengeance, Kushala combined intelligence, knowledge, and spiritual force. Noble Kale. Noble Kale is the 17th century ancestor of Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch. As a Ghost Rider, he had all the classic abilities: Hellfire manipulation, penance stare, invulnerability, etc. What made him unique was his spiritual connection to his bloodline. Trapped between heaven and hell, he could pass through generations using the Medallion of Power, possessing his descendants to carry out vengeance. Though not the most aggressive or modern rider, his historical significance and lineage make him an essential part of the mythos. His strength lies in his heritage and the ability to reawaken whenever his family faces darkness. Hellhawk. Chief Hellhawk was one of the earliest riders in Marvel's history. As a Lakota warrior, he carried the spirit of vengeance with pride and faced powerful foes, including Noble Kale. His abilities mirrored those of modern riders: Hellfire, enhanced strength, supernatural durability. While he lacked the flashy cosmic feats of future hosts, his endurance and battle prowess in ancient times made him a significant threat. He eventually fell to the spirit of corruption, but his presence in the mythos symbolizes the early roots and spiritual power that helped define what the Ghost Rider legacy would become. Wolverine. Wolverine became Hellverine when the demon Bagra Ghul was implanted into him through a mix of tech and dark magic. Unlike traditional Ghost Riders, Hellverine doesn't serve justice. He brings mindless destruction. His Hellfire claws, healing factor, and demonic rage make him dangerous, but he lacks the spirit of vengeance, judgment, and restraint. His power is pure chaos, not purpose. While he's physically devastating, he's unpredictable and disconnected from the legacy that fuels most riders. Hellverine may be terrifying in close combat, but he's more of a twisted anomaly than a true Ghost Rider powerhouse. Iron Ghost. From Earth 295, Iron Ghost merged Tony Stark's armor tech with the Ghost Rider's demonic fire. Though his appearance in Uncanny X-Force number 12 was brief, it left an impact. Encased in burning metal, Iron Ghost combined engineering brilliance with supernatural fury. His potential power includes enhanced durability, flight, and Hellfire-powered blasts. Though specifics were never fully revealed, as a concept, he represents one of the most lethal combinations in the multiverse: demonic strength within a weaponized suit. Even in a short cameo, his threat level was clear. Ghost Ronin. Ghost Ronin, the legendary wandering samurai named Musashi Miyamoto, punished evil in feudal Japan. With a Hellfire katana and unwavering resolve, he fought demons and even stood beside the Avengers in battle. Though his powers seem grounded compared to cosmic-level riders, his discipline and spiritual strength made him powerful. He resisted Mephisto's corruption and held his own in large-scale magical wars. Ghost Rider 2099. In a future ruled by technology, Zero Cochrane became Ghost Rider 2099, not by Hellfire, but by advanced cybernetics. After uploading his consciousness into a robot body, he gained nanotech regeneration, laser vision, cloaking, and hacking abilities. While he lacks mystical abilities like the penance stare, his combat efficiency, adaptability, and stealth tech make him a deadly opponent. Though not powered by a spirit of vengeance, his futuristic upgrades let him dominate urban warfare. Among riders, he's unique, not a demon, but a ghost in a machine. Robbie Reyes. Robbie Reyes brought a fresh perspective to the Ghost Rider mythos. Possessed by the spirit of his serial killer uncle Eli Morrow, he lacked the traditional spirit of vengeance at first. However, Robbie developed incredible abilities. His Hell Charger could teleport, phase through matter, and drag souls to hell. As he evolved, Robbie gained the penance stare and Hellfire chains. His ability to harness spiritual energy and eventually become the All-Rider proves his rising potential. Though not yet at Blaze or Ketch's level in legacy, Robbie's raw power and unique upgrades make him one of the strongest modern riders. Alejandra Jones. Alejandra was chosen as the next Ghost Rider after Johnny Blaze relinquished his curse. Unlike others, she developed unique powers, including Hellfire armor, summoning biblical plagues, and controlling the weather with demonic energy. She could forge portals, fly, and resist most magical attacks. While her control over the spirit of vengeance was challenged at times, her training and potential placed her among the strongest hosts. Though her tenure was short-lived, her power set introduced a new level of versatility to the rider legacy, solidifying her position above many lesser-known or one-dimensional riders. Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze is the original modern Ghost Rider and one of the most iconic. After selling his soul to Mephisto, he became the host of the demon Zarathos, granting him immense Hellfire powers, the penance stare, and near immortality. His flaming motorcycle can race across any surface, even through dimensions. Over the years, Blaze has grown from a vengeful spirit to a key supernatural force, once even ruling hell itself. Though newer riders may surpass him in cosmic feats, Blaze remains one of the most complete and balanced riders in terms of raw power, resilience, and legacy. Danny Ketch. Danny Ketch was once one of the most important Ghost Riders in Marvel history. As Johnny Blaze's brother and Noble Kale's descendant, he carried the spirit of vengeance into the modern age. His look defined the 90s rider, and his pennant stare, hellfire chains, and bike made him iconic. However, in terms of ranking, his power level remained consistent but never reached cosmic heights. Later, he took on the Death Rider mantle, showing growth, but his feats never matched those of others higher on the list. He's heroic and central to the lore, but quickly becomes outclassed in destructive power. GHOSTRIDER. When Robbie Reyes merged with the Venom symbiote, he transformed into GHOSTRIDER, a volatile combination of hellfire and corruption. With this fusion, his Hell Charger could teleport, fly, and even pull souls into hell. Robbie's chains could tear through cosmic beings, and his enhanced body regenerated from near death. The battle between Eli's demonic spirit and Venom inside him made his control unstable, but his power skyrocketed. GHOSTRIDER pushed the boundaries of what a Ghost Rider could become, driven by vengeance, but consumed by dual inner wars. Ghost Goblin. He's as mad as he is deadly. Flying a hellfire glider and launching pumpkin bombs filled with spectral flames, he spread chaos across realities. Unlike others who seek justice, Ghost Goblin spreads multiversal carnage fueled by insanity. His powers are not held in check by moral boundaries, which makes him unpredictable and deadly. His combination of unhinged genius, infernal tools, and raw Ghost Rider power makes him a nightmare even the Avengers struggle to stop. Red Hulk Venom Ghost Rider. This terrifying fusion of Red Hulk, Venom, and Ghost Rider was born in the Circle of Four storyline to stop Blackheart. A pure powerhouse, it combined gamma radiation rage, symbiote versatility, and hellfire punishment into a short-lived but devastating weapon. Fire-infused fists, demonic strength, symbiote tendrils, and explosive wrath made it one of the most unstoppable beings of its time. Though temporary, its ability to fight demons head-on and cause city-shattering damage ranks it among the most brutal Ghost Rider variants ever conceived. Galactus Rider. Galactus Rider is vengeance on a galactic scale. When every spirit of vengeance fled Earth and merged with Galactus, the result was a near-omnipotent being with cosmic and demonic powers. He retained hellfire manipulation, the penance stare, and ghostly resilience, but also gained the power cosmic, capable of bending reality, warping space, and erasing entire worlds. As a living embodiment of wrath and balance, Galactus Rider blends two unstoppable forces into one. The All-Rider. Robbie Reyes achieved a new level when he became the All-Rider, capable of commanding any vehicle across the multiverse and tapping into infinite dimensions. This evolution granted him powers beyond the spirit of vengeance, fusing multiversal energy with hellfire. The All-Rider doesn't just punish the guilty, he drives through time and space, affecting reality itself. With access to all forms of Ghost Rider abilities across all timelines, he's a cosmic-level threat and protector in one. At this stage, Robbie is not just a rider, he is vengeance across the entire multiverse. Ghost Rider 1 million BC. The original Ghost Rider from the dawn of humanity wielded primal hellfire and commanded a burning mammoth instead of a motorcycle. This ancient rider could summon skeletal armies and manipulate bones of the dead. In raw battle strength, he overpowered Ghost Goblin and even a berserker Wolverine. His elemental bond with vengeance in its purest form made him a legend in Marvel's mythos. With no modern tech or enhancements, only sheer spirit and fury, he paved the way for all riders to come, and may still be unmatched in raw, untamed power. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Frank Castle, once the Punisher, became the most powerful Ghost Rider ever after gaining the power Cosmic. Following a deal with Mephisto and merging with Galactus's power, he could travel through time and space, destroy planets, and battle gods. His hellfire-infused weapons, cosmic bike, and immortality made him literally unstoppable. Even Thanos feared him. Though mentally unstable, Castle's raw strength combined with cosmic fury and the spirit of vengeance placed him at the absolute top. He's not just a Ghost Rider, he's an intergalactic, omnipotent enforcer of chaos and vengeance. And that was every Ghost Rider variant ranked in power order. What are your thoughts? Which one's your favorite? Do you agree with our rankings? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these deep dives and strange lore. We'll see you in the next video.